What if I told you there's a country where ancient windmills still turn? Tulips paint the world in dazzling colors, and cities float on canals. Get ready, because the Netherlands will surprise you with wonders you've never heard of. Welcome to Wander Chronicles79, your go-to channel for discovering the most amazing places in the world. Today I'm taking you to a small country full of wonders, where nature blends with history and modern architecture. We'll explore some legendary landmarks and reveal surprising facts about the Netherlands. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications because you won't want to miss this. The truth about Holland and the Netherlands. Let's start with a fact that might surprise you. Did you think Holland was the name of the whole country? The truth is that Holland only refers to two provinces, North Holland and South Holland. The correct name for the country is the Netherlands, which makes sense since 1/3 of the land lies below sea level. Using the right name will definitely impress the locals. But wait, there's more to discover. Let's dive into the most incredible places this country has to offer. Amsterdam, the city of canals and hidden history. You've probably heard of Amsterdam, a city that everyone dreams of visiting at least once. But did you know that Amsterdam's canal network is longer than Venice's? With over 100 kilometers of canals, Amsterdam is like a floating maze, inviting you to explore every corner by boat. Each bridge over the canals is a work of art, and the flowing water is the soul of the city. So what makes Amsterdam so special? Let's go back to the 17th century when tulips sparked a craze across Europe. Yes, during tulip mania, tulip bulbs were worth as much as a house. Imagine a flower that could change the entire economy of a nation. Amsterdam is not only a city of fascinating history, but also the cultural capital of the Netherlands. With dozens of museums along its canals, like the Van Gogh Museum and the Anne Frank House, you'll find something for both art lovers and history buffs. And here's something special about Amsterdam. There are over 880,000 bicycles in the city, more bikes than people. Cycling through the historic streets, stopping at a cafe along the canals for a coffee, that's how you truly experience Amsterdam. Question for you: if you visit Amsterdam, what's the first place you'd want to explore? Leave a comment below. After the peaceful canals of Amsterdam, let's dive into a garden where nature rules, Keukenhof, one of the world's most famous flower gardens. Keukenhof, the Garden of Colors. Less than an hour from Amsterdam, you'll find yourself in Keukenhof, known as the Garden of Europe. Can you imagine walking through 7 million tulips blooming at once? At Keukenhof, you'll not only see the flowers, but also breathe in their sweet fragrance, as if the entire world is bursting into color. But what makes Keukenhof so special? It's the limited time. The garden is only open for a few short weeks, from late March to mid-May each year, turning a visit here into a race against time. This limited opening makes Keukenhof even more exciting and heightens the anticipation for visitors from around the globe. Keukenhof isn't just about fields of tulips. It also hosts flower art exhibitions, where artists create breathtaking displays. Every year, Keukenhof has a different theme, and the gardens, flowers, and events revolve around it, offering a new experience every visit. Did you know that Keukenhof started as a kitchen garden, providing vegetables and herbs to a local castle in the 15th century? From a humble kitchen garden, it has transformed into the largest flower garden in the world. Imagine how that evolution changed the world. Now let's leave the colorful flower fields and head to a city that rose from the ashes of war, Rotterdam, a symbol of rebirth. Rotterdam, a city rising from the ashes. While Amsterdam boasts charming canals and historic buildings, Rotterdam is the capital of reinvention. After being nearly destroyed during World War II, Rotterdam didn't just rebuild, it redefined itself with modern and creative architecture. Skyscrapers like the Erasmus Bridge and the Cube houses have become symbols of recovery and growth. But Rotterdam is more than just a modern city. It's home to Europe's largest port, a vital hub for global trade. Every day, thousands of ships come and go, driving the economy forward and connecting continents. And if you think Rotterdam is just an industrial city, think again. It's also the host of one of the world's largest jazz festivals, the North Sea Jazz Festival, drawing in thousands of visitors and artists. Fun fact, Rotterdam is also home to the Markthal, an indoor market with the largest ceiling mural in Europe, where you can enjoy great food and local culture. After the modern architecture and lively jazz of Rotterdam, let's return to the peacefulness of a village with no streets, Giethoorn, where you travel by boat. Giethoorn, Venice of the North. Now, imagine drifting silently on a small boat passing by thatched roof houses and charming wooden bridges. This is Giethoorn, a village where cars don't exist and everything happens on the water. Known as the Venice of the North, Giethoorn is magical and serene. What makes Giethoorn stand out is its tranquility. Here, there's no sound of car engines, only the gentle whisper of water and the soft steps of people strolling on narrow pathways. You can rent a whisper boat, a quiet electric boat, to glide through the canals and enjoy the peaceful atmosphere without disturbing the surroundings. Interestingly, Giethoorn has become especially popular among Chinese tourists who are drawn to its mystical beauty. It's no wonder Giethoorn is now one of the most beloved destinations in Europe for Chinese visitors. After enjoying the peacefulness of Giethoorn, let's continue to a city where history meets modern life. Utrecht, the heart of Dutch culture and learning. Utrecht, the heart of Dutch history. With over 2,000 years of history, Utrecht is a city where you can step back in time and feel the pulse of history in every corner. Its medieval canals wind through the city, but the real star is the Dom Tower, the tallest church tower in the Netherlands, standing at 112 meters. The view from the top of the Dom Tower offers a breathtaking panorama of the city, with ancient rooftops and stone streets stretching below. Utrecht is also home to one of the oldest universities in the Netherlands, giving the city a youthful and vibrant energy. But Utrecht is not only about architecture and education. The city is known for its hidden courtyards and peaceful gardens tucked away behind the busy streets. These places feel like secret oases where you can escape the bustle of the city. From Utrecht's historic buildings, let's move on to one of the Netherlands' most famous landmarks, Kinderdijk, where ancient windmills still work to this day. Kinderdijk, a symbol of ingenue? Finally, we arrive at Kinderdijk, one of the most iconic and prideful landmarks of the Netherlands. With 19 ancient windmills, this UNESCO World Heritage Site not only represents Dutch ingenuity, but also serves as a reminder of the country's battle against water. These windmills are more than just giant machines for grinding grain. They are essential tools that have helped the Dutch reclaim land from the sea and protect against floods for centuries. Kinderdijk isn't just a place to admire the beauty of the windmills. It's a place where you can step into history. Some of the windmills are still operational and open for visitors, offering a glimpse into how the millers lived and worked for hundreds of years. Every September, Kinderdijk becomes even more magical during the illuminated mill days, when the windmills are lit up at night, creating a stunning and dreamlike atmosphere. Can you imagine how romantic and breathtaking this must be? We've just taken a magical journey through the wonders of the Netherlands, from the vibrant tulip fields of Keukenhof, the tranquil canals of Giethoorn, to the iconic windmills of Kinderdijk. The Netherlands truly is a land of wonders, with places that will take your breath away. So are you ready to explore the Netherlands? Tell me in the comments which place you want to visit the most. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Wander Chronicles79 for more exciting adventures around the world. In the next video, we'll be diving into Europe's hidden castles, so stay tuned. See you in the next episode, and safe travels. "15 mind-blowing facts about the Netherlands that'll leave you speechless." Picture this, a land where towering giants pedal through pancake-flat fields, bikes outnumber humans, and coffee flows like it's the secret to life. The Netherlands is a small country bursting with wild surprises that'll have you yelling, "Hold up, really?" We're unpacking 15 mind-blowing facts about this oddball gem, quirky, clever, and totally addictive. Hang tight till the end. Number 1 might just spark your next adventure. Love epic reveals? Hit that like button, subscribe for more, and drop a 1 in the comments if you're ready to lose your mind. The lowest country on Earth compared to sea level. Did you know a quarter of the Netherlands is below sea level? That's right, 26% of its land and 21% of its 17.5 million people are living lower than the fish. Nestled smack in the heart of Western Europe, this country's got a VIP spot. Germany's a quick drive east, Belgium's just south, and France is a hop away by train. It's a trade and tourism goldmine. But here's where it gets wild. Instead of letting the North Sea swallow them whole, the Dutch said, "Nah, we've got this." They engineered a mind-blowing network of sea dikes, canals, and pumps, so advanced that UNESCO slapped a human-made wonder label on it. We're talking centuries of battling water. Some areas, like the Flevopolder, are a full 5 meters below sea level. That's reclaimed land, folks, stolen straight from the ocean's grip. No towering mountains here, but it's a green paradise. Think endless fields, tree-lined roads, and those iconic tulips popping everywhere. Oh, an eco-obsession? The Dutch live it. Recycling, biking, you name it. Language bonus, Dutch is official, but over 90% speak English like pros. Top 3 globally for non-native speakers. And get this, on just 41,500 square kilometers, smaller than some US states, they're the second largest agricultural exporter worldwide, pumping out vibrant tulips, juicy tomatoes, and crisp apples. Could you handle life below the waves? Drop a 15 in the comments if you'd risk it, or 15B if you'd rather stay dry. This tiny nation's basically flexing on the ocean like, water? I laugh at water. Share this if you think the Dutch are low-key superheroes or mad scientists. The largest and most advanced sea defense system on the planet. Living below sea level isn't for the faint-hearted. It's borderline insane. But the Dutch? They didn't just survive. They turned the sea into their personal playground. Say hello to the Delta Works, often called the eighth wonder of the modern world. This isn't some basic wall. It's a futuristic fortress of bridges, storm surge barriers, and smart gates that snap shut when the sea gets feisty. The star of the show? The Meislingkering, two massive steel arms, each longer and heavier than the Eiffel Tower tipped sideways. When a storm rolls in, these robotic giants swing into action, closing off the waterway in minutes. Oh, and it's so colossal you can spot it from space. NASA vibes, anyone? But that's not all. The Oosterscheldekering, another gem, stretches 9 kilometers with 62 sliding gates that adjust to tides like a living machine. Some dikes double as highways. Imagine cruising over a wall that's holding back the ocean. Built after the 1953 flood that killed over 1,800 people, this system's a national flex of Dutch grit and genius. Tourists flock to see it, snapping pics and biking along the paths. And they're not done. Climate change, rising seas. The Dutch are already upgrading with AI-powered sensors and flood-proof designs. Want to see these gates transform live? Comment 14 for a bonus clip link, or 14B if you drive across one. The Dutch didn't just beat the sea. They turned it into a tourist trap and a sci-fi movie set. Hit that share button if you think this deserves its own blockbuster. Some of the most beautiful and fascinating women in the world. Stroll through Amsterdam and you'll spot them. Dutch women, tall, stunning, and fierce. We're talking light blonde or chestnut hair, piercing blue or gray eyes, and skin so fair it practically glows. At an average height of 5'7", they're strutting like runway models without even trying. Jeans, a long coat, and boots are all they need to slay. But it's not just the looks that'll stop you in your tracks. These women are next level. Bold, independent, and unafraid to speak their minds, they'll call it like it is without blinking. Dating a Dutch woman? Don't expect her to wait for you to pay. She's splitting the bill, and that's on day one. It's so normal here. It's practically a rite of passage. Yet, flip the script and they're the warmest, most nurturing moms. Family dinners are sacred, and their kids' happiness is everything. They've got this insane balance, fierce and free, but grounded in love. Oh, and freedom's their jam. Catch them biking through the city, gardening, or chilling with yoga, all while dodging designer labels or flashy cars. Simple? Yes. Boring? Never. Fun fact: Dutch women were among the first in Europe to push for equality. Back in the 1900s, they were already shaking things up. Guys, want the ultimate guide to charming a Dutch queen? Drop an 8 below, I'll spill the tea. Or ladies, comment 13 if you're vibing with this energy. Dutch women are basically living proof that brains, beauty, and bikes beat anything else. Share this with your crush or your girl gang. Coffee is a part of life. The Dutch guzzle 4 cups of coffee a day. That's right, they're in the global coffee drinking elite. But it's not just about staying awake, it's a full-on lifestyle. Every day at 10 a.m. or 3 p.m. they hit pause for coffee time. Picture this: friends, co-workers, or even strangers gathering over a steaming cup of black coffee. No sugar, no foam, just pure, strong goodness. No rushing, no phones, just real, unfiltered chats. It's so chill, it's like stepping back to a simpler era, think 1950s America, but with better bikes. And the vibe? Pure connection. Invite a Dutchie for coffee, and it's not casual. It's a sign you're in the circle. But here's the twist. Walk into a coffee shop expecting a latte, and you'll get a shock. These spots sell cannabis, not cappuccinos. It's a Netherlands classic, and tourists trip over it every day. Coffee's so big here, they even have a saying, koffie verkeerd, wrong coffee, for when you add milk. History buffs, listen up. The Dutch were coffee pioneers, smuggling beans from Yemen in the 1600s to kickstart Europe's obsession. Coffee addict? Comment 12 if you join Coffee Tide, or 9 for the wild coffee shop scoop. 4 cups a day and weed on the side? The Dutch are caffeinated chaos lords. Tag a coffee fiend who'd thrive here. Super narrow houses. Ever seen houses so narrow they look like they're straight out of a fairy tale? Or a prank? Back in the 17th century, the Dutch outsmarted crazy property taxes based on frontage width by building tall, skinny homes, some as narrow as 2 meters wide. Picture a house squeezed between its neighbors, stretching up 4 or 5 stories with those classic gabled roofs, painted in bright reds, blues, or yellows. Inside? The staircases are so steep and tight, they're basically ladders. Good luck hauling a couch up there. It's a workout just to get to bed. Why so narrow? Merchants wanted canal access out back for trade, so they maxed out depth instead. Genius, right? And it's not just looks. Some of these homes, like the famous one at Oude Hoogstraat 22 in Amsterdam, are tourist magnets, barely wider than a door. Then there's the water twist. Amsterdam alone has over 2,500 houseboats, real homes floating on the canals. We're talking cozy barges with flower boxes, tiny kitchens, and even Wi-Fi, bobbing gently as bikes whiz by on shore. It's peak Dutch, practical, quirky, and a little wild. Could you live in a skinny house or a houseboat? Comment 11 with your pick, or 11B if you'd trip on those stairs. These houses are so extra, they're basically Tetris IRL, and the boats? Floating flexes. Share this if you'd squeeze into either. The country with the highest bicycle-to-person ratio in the world. With 17 million people and a whopping 23 million bikes, the Netherlands is the undisputed bike kingdom of the planet. That's more than 1 bike per person. Some folks even own 2, like a rusty daily rider and a shiny weekend cruiser. From CEOs pedaling to board meetings in suits, to kids biking to school, even the Prime Minister's been spotted on 2 wheels. Why? They've got 35,000 kilometers of bike lanes, smooth, red paths with their own traffic lights, overpasses, tunnels, and parking racks everywhere. Cars? They yield to bikes. Cyclists rule the road here. It's not just transport, it's a lifestyle. 36% of Dutchies bike daily, rain or shine. Picture this. Moms with cargo bikes hauling groceries and kids, teens racing to the market, or couples on a chill canal-side date ride. History check. Biking boomed after World War II when cars were scarce, and the Dutch just never stopped. Today, it's green glory, cutting emissions and keeping everyone fit. Bonus, cities like Utrecht have massive bike garages holding thousands of bikes, some with repair shops and cafes. Bike lover? Comment 10 if this is your paradise, or 10B if you'd rather walk. More bikes than people and lanes like highways? The Dutch are pedaling into the future. Tag your biking buddy or your lazy friend who needs this. Life in Amsterdam. Amsterdam's got more canals than Venice, 165 of them, crisscrossing the city like a watery maze. It's so iconic, UNESCO stamped it a World Heritage Site. Cars? Forget it. Cops here zoom around in boats, chasing tipsy tourists floating astray after too many beers. And get this, Every year, around 15,000 bikes end up in the canals. Yep, there's a legit job called bike fishing, where crews haul them out with cranes. By day, it's a party. Festivals turn the waterways into a flotilla of boats blasting music, serving food, and dancing under the sun. Come nightfall, the vibe shifts. Cozy brown cafes light up with warm golden glows. Think wooden tables, frothy beers, and locals debating life over a slow pint. Or go romantic. A canal cruise with white wine, twinkling lights bouncing off the water, and stories of old Amsterdam whispered by the boat captain. History twist. Those canals were dug in the 17th century during the Golden Age, turning swamp into a trade empire. Today, it's chill chaos. Young folks skip clubs for park hangouts, sipping beers by the water till midnight. Want the wildest Amsterdam tale, like the time a cow swam the canals? Drop a 9 below, or 9B if you'd cruise those waters. Cops in boats, sunken bikes, and floating parties, Amsterdam's unhinged and we love it. Share this chaos with your wildest friend. Some of the most magical tourist spots on Earth. Looking for magic? Giethoorn's your spot. No roads, just glassy canals and boats gliding past thatched roof cottages dripping with flowers. Locals paddle to the store or church, living slow and quiet like time forgot them. It's nicknamed the Venice of the North, but way dreamier. Then there's Utrecht, the Netherlands' oldest city, clocking over 2,000 years. Picture medieval towers like the Dom, cobblestone streets, and hidden canal-side cafes where you sip coffee under ancient arches. It's chill history without the crowds. And don't sleep on Kinderdijk. 19 UNESCO-listed windmills from the 1700s still stand tall, once pumping water to save the land from floods. You can bike the paths, peek inside a working mill, or chat with millers who live there. It's like stepping into a Dutch painting. Fun fact, Kinderdijk's name comes from a legend about a baby's cradle floating there after a flood. Each spot's a vibe, peaceful, timeless, and Instagram ready. Which one's your dream getaway? Comment 8 with your pick, or 8B if you'd visit all 3. Fairy tale villages, ancient cities, and windmill wonderlands. The Netherlands is a postcard begging to go viral. Tag your travel crew. Living among the tallest people on Earth. Dutch men average 6 feet, women 5'7", officially the tallest humans on Earth. A century ago they were average, but boom, milk, cheese, and a protein-packed diet turned them into giants. Scientists say it's also genetics and top-notch healthcare. But whatever it is, it works. Everything's built for height here. Kitchen counters hit your chest, door frames loom overhead, and beds stretch past 2 meters so your feet don't dangle. Tourists from shorter nations, like Americans averaging 5'9" for men, joke about tiptoeing to reach stuff or feeling like kids next to Dutch women in heels. Shopping's a saga too. Extra long jeans and size 13 shoes are standard stock. Kids grow fast. By age 10, they're towering over peers elsewhere. And it's not just height, they're fit. Biking and fresh air keep them lean. Picture a nation of friendly giants pedaling through tulip fields. It's surreal. Taller than a Dutchie. Comment your height in 7 or 7B if you'd feel tiny here. Giants on bikes in a flatland fantasy? The Netherlands is living proof size matters. Share if you're shook or short. Simple yet fascinating contrasts. The Dutch pay some of the highest taxes in Europe, think 40 to 50% of their income, but they're cool with it. Why? They skip the flashy life, no obsession with Gucci bags or Teslas, and pour that cash into quality basics, a sturdy bike, a warm coat, maybe a solid pair of boots. It's minimalism with a purpose, practicality rules here. But don't get it twisted, they're not cheap. They'll happily fund world-class healthcare, free education, and trains that actually run on time. Then there's the vibe. They're brutally direct. Your boss messes up, they'll call it out in a meeting. No sugarcoating. Your outfit's whack? A friend will tell you straight up. It's not rude. It's respect through honesty, and they expect it back. Picture them in cozy bars, sipping beers in hoodies and jeans, debating politics, climate change, or even pineapple on pizza. Nothing's off limits. Work's chill too. Bosses and staff argue like equals, and 9-to-5 burnout? Rare. After hours, it's outdoor movie nights, live music in parks, or late-night cafe chats. No VIP nonsense, just real life. History note: this bluntness dates back to their trading days. Straight talk built trust. Love, no BS vibes. Drop a 6 if you'd fit in, or 6B if you'd rather keep the peace. Tax to the max, but chill AF. The Dutch are paradox kings living the simple dream. Tag a minimalist or your most honest friend. The green story from the land of windmills. The Netherlands recycles over 80% of its household waste. Bins for paper, plastic, glass, even food scraps are a way of life. By 2030, every new car sold here will be electric or emission-free. Gas guzzlers are on borrowed time. And those windmills? They're not just pretty. Modern ones crank out clean energy, while the oldies remind everyone how the Dutch tamed floods. Check this. They've built wildlife bridges. Green overpasses covered in plants so deer, foxes, and even badgers can cross highways safely. It's next-level eco-love. Air so clean, kids play outside without a worry, and cities like Rotterdam are testing floating parks to fight floods and boost biodiversity. Over 50% of their power is renewable, wind, solar, you name it, and they're gunning for carbon neutral by 2050. Stray pets? Almost zero. Shelters are empty because animal welfare's strict. Farmers face tough rules too. No cramped cages, just happy cows and chickens. It's a green vibe baked into the culture. Kids learn sustainability in school, and biking's the norm. Eco-warrior? Comment 5 if this fires you up, or 5B if you'd build a wildlife bridge. Windmills, electric dreams, and animal highways? The Dutch are saving the planet in style. Share this with your greenest pal. Unique festivals. King's Day on April 27th is pure madness. Everyone rocks orange for the royal fam, turning streets, canals, and even rooftops into a sea of chaos. Picture millions chugging beers, over 5 million liters in a day, dancing to DJs, and haggling at flea markets where kids sell old toys. Boats jam the canals, blaring music, and the next day? Spotless, volunteers scrub it clean like nothing happened. Then there's tulip season. Keukenhof's the star, open just 8 weeks with 7 million blooms in insane designs, from rainbow mazes to Van Gogh-inspired art. Over 1 million visitors flood in, snapping pics of rare black tulips or 17th century breeds. And the Bloemen Corso? A flower parade where floats, think dragons or castles, get draped in fresh petals, rolling from Noordwijk to Haarlem as crowds cheer. It's a sensory overload. Petals fall like confetti, and the air smells like spring on steroids. History bit. Tulips sparked tulip mania in the 1630s, when bulbs cost more than houses. Party or petals? Comment 4 with your vibe, or 4B if you'd rock orange. Orange insanity and flower float fever. This is viral gold. Tag a festival freak or your flower-obsessed aunt. One of the happiest countries in the world. The Netherlands consistently ranks in the top 10 happiest countries. Why? It's in their DNA. Kids here walk or bike to school solo by age 4. Yep, tiny tots with backpacks, no parents hovering. It's all about independence early on, balanced with tight family vibes. Dinner together every night is non-negotiable, often with grandparents too. Adults nail work-life balance. Part-time jobs are normal, and they're out the door by 5 to bike home or hit the park. Stress? Minimal. Healthcare's free, education's top tier, and retirement's secure, so no one's sweating the big stuff. Crime's so low, they've shut down prisons. Some are now hotels or art spaces. Picture quiet villages, green cities, and canals where folks fish or read, not fight. Kids rank as the world's happiest too. Tons of playtime, no pressure, just freedom. It's all tied to their do normal vibe. Live simply, don't flex, and enjoy the little things. Equality's huge, gender gaps are tiny, and everyone's welcome, no matter where you're from. History note, this chill attitude grew from post-war rebuilding, community over chaos. Craving this happy life? Drop a 3 or 3B if you'd rather hustle. Happiest kids in empty jails? The Dutch cracked the joy code. Share this if you're jealous or booking a flight. Dutch cuisine, as simple as its people. Dutch food's all about no-fuss flavor, starting with cheese, their national obsession. They chow down 37 pounds a year. Gouda and Edam reign supreme, aged to perfection. Locals slice it thick for sandwiches or gnaw chunks like apples. Markets have wheels stacked high since the Middle Ages. Then there's stroopwafels. 2 thin waffles glued with gooey caramel. Pro tip, rest one on your tea till it melts, then savor the sticky bliss. Cafes sell them fresh, and tourists go wild. Stampot's the winter MVP. Mashed potatoes mixed with kale or carrots, topped with smoky sausage. It's hearty, warm, and screams comfort. Grandmas have been dishing it for centuries. Lunch? Simple. Bread, cheese, maybe an apple, washed down with coffee or milk. No spicy frills or fancy sauces, just pure, practical eats. Fun fact, the Dutch sparked the global cheese trade in the 1600s, and their herring stalls, raw fish with onions, are a street food rite of passage. It's not Michelin star bold, but it's honest and hits the soul. Cheese or waffles, your pick? Comment 2 or 2B if you'd try that herring. Biting cheese like fruit and waffles on tea? Only the Dutch could make simple this epic. Tag a foodie or snack lover. Cost of living, reasonable and manageable. Thinking of moving to the Netherlands? Here's the breakdown. City apartments, like in Amsterdam, run $650 to $1,250 a month, depending on how central you go. Suburbs or smaller towns? Way cheaper. $400 to $780 gets you a cozy spot. Utilities, electricity, water, heat, hover between $85 and $150 monthly, pretty standard. Internet's fast and cheap, $30 to $40 for high speed. Public transport? A monthly pass is $70 to $85, but why bother? Biking's king, free, fit, and eco-friendly. Groceries for one? $200 to $300 if you cook. Think bread, cheese, and fresh veggies from local markets. Eating out's chill, $10 to $15 for a casual meal, like a sandwich or fries with mayo. Gym's $40, household stuff's $100 to $150 monthly. Total for a single person in a city, $1,100 to $1,800. Outside urban zones or splitting rent, $800 to $1,100, super doable. Bonus, no car costs, bikes and trains cover you. History twist, this affordability ties to their practical roots. Live well, not loud. Moving here? Comment 1 for yes, 0 for no, or 1B if you bike it. Affordable giant life with bikes and cheese? The Netherlands is screaming your name. Share if you're tempted or already packing. And there it is, 15 unreal Netherlands facts, from sea-crushing legends to cheese-loving colossi. Did we just blow your socks off? Drop a like if you're obsessed. Hit subscribe to join our crazy crew and shout your top fact in the comments. Want more epic adventures? Ring that bell. Our next drop's gonna be nuts. See you there. What if there was a place where people not only experience happiness every day, but also have a lifestyle perfectly synced with nature? Welcome to Finland, the land of lakes, serenity, and a culture like no other. Discover why Finland is more than just a country. It's a unique way of life. Hello explorers, welcome to Wander Chronicles 79. In today's documentary, we're taking a close look at Finland, a country often celebrated for its stunning natural beauty and remarkable quality of life. What makes this place one of the happiest on Earth? And what's the story behind Finland's enchanting lifestyle? Join us as we uncover the secrets of Finnish culture, nature, and philosophy in this travel documentary. Stick with us till the end and prepare to be amazed. Finland, the happiest place on Earth. Did you know Finland has been ranked the happiest country in the world 5 years in a row? What keeps Finns so content? To unravel the secrets of Finnish happiness, we start with their profound connection to nature. Finland's landscape is truly unique. It's known as the land of 1,000 lakes, though it actually boasts over 188,000 lakes. These pristine waters and endless forests are not just beautiful, they're a way of life for the Finnish people. Nature for them isn't just a retreat, it's a part of who they are. Take a look at Rovaniemi, a town near the Arctic Circle where people live surrounded by forests and lakes. Imagine having access to nature's tranquility every day, something that research links directly to well-being. Finland's landscapes provide an endless escape from the stress and hustle of modern life, offering everyone a chance to find inner peace and reconnect with nature. Now, while Finns may be surrounded by beauty, there's one thing even more integral to their happiness: the sauna. Let's dive into this cornerstone of Finnish life. Sauna culture, the heartbeat of Finnish life. What if we told you that almost every Finnish home has a sauna? To the uninitiated, the sauna might seem like a luxury or just a way to unwind. But in Finland, it's much, much more. With over 3 million saunas in a country of 5.5 million people, saunas are everywhere, from remote cabins in the wilderness to high-rise apartment buildings in Helsinki. The Finnish people see the sauna as a place for cleansing, not just of the body, but also of the mind and spirit. Storytelling, detail. Historically, the sauna was the place where Finnish women gave birth. It was believed that the heat would help ensure a safe and clean delivery. Today, while childbirth in saunas is rare, the belief in the sauna's restorative powers remains strong. To the Finnish people, a good sauna session can wash away any physical or emotional burden. As a Finnish saying goes, if the sauna, liquor, and tar don't help, then the disease is fatal. But here's a question. Would you be brave enough to jump into icy water after a sauna session? This practice, known as avanto, is a favorite among Finns. After warming up in the sauna, many people head straight into the freezing waters of a nearby lake or even cut a hole in the ice. The shock to the system is invigorating, leaving you with a rush of energy. Many Finns believe it strengthens the immune system and promotes circulation. Have you ever tried a sauna? Would you dare to take an icy dip afterward? Let us know in the comments. The sauna teaches us about Finland's close relationship with nature. But this connection extends beyond saunas and lakes. In Finland, everyone has the freedom to roam the land, thanks to a unique law. Everyman's right, freedom in the outdoors. Imagine a country where everyone has the right to explore, forage, and even camp wherever they want. In Finland, this isn't just a fantasy. It's every man's right, a law that allows everyone to enjoy the outdoors freely. Whether it's berry picking in a forest, camping on a hillside, or fishing in a lake, people here can connect with nature without restrictions. This law reflects Finland's deep-rooted belief that nature should be accessible to all, regardless of ownership. Storytelling detail. In summer, families venture into forests to pick wild blueberries and lingonberries, which grow abundantly. The berries are a symbol of Finnish summers and provide a delicious way to enjoy the natural world. In the winter, the lakes freeze over and people go ice fishing. cutting holes in the ice to catch fish from the icy waters. It's no wonder Finns cherish their outdoor life. Nature is part of their DNA. This law is also part of the Finnish ethos of sisu, a word that doesn't translate directly to English, but is a mix of resilience, courage, and determination. Sisu is about facing challenges, whether it's enduring harsh winters or persevering through life's struggles. It's this mindset that gives Finns a unique strength and tranquility, especially in the face of nature's vastness. Finland's connection with nature shapes its society, but there's another unique aspect of life here: the education system. Let's take a look at how Finns approach learning differently. Finland's education system, nurturing minds, not just grades. What if children didn't have homework, and school was only a few hours a day? In Finland, children enjoy a stress-free education that focuses on fostering curiosity rather than cramming facts. Finnish students don't start formal schooling until age 7, and homework is minimal. Their classrooms focus on critical thinking, creativity, and hands-on learning, all with the goal of developing well-rounded individuals. Storytelling detail. Teachers in Finland are highly respected and well-paid, with a minimum requirement of a master's degree. This dedication to quality over quantity has made Finland's education system one of the most admired globally. In fact, Finland's approach to education is guided by a unique philosophy that values the well-being of the child over academic results. Students have shorter school days, longer breaks, and little pressure to perform in standardized tests. This model doesn't just make children happier, it also produces some of the best academic outcomes worldwide. Do you think your country could benefit from an education system like this? Tell us what you think in the comments below. Education isn't the only thing Finland does differently. The country's connection with nature continues in some of the world's most beautiful regions. Let's explore Lapland. Lapland and the Northern Lights, a journey into the magic. Have you ever dreamed of watching the Northern Lights dance across the sky? In Finland, that dream comes true. Lapland, Finland's northernmost region, offers one of the most magical experiences on Earth, the Aurora Borealis, or Northern Lights. This breathtaking phenomenon lights up the winter skies with colors ranging from green to pink, creating a surreal, almost mystical atmosphere. Imagine yourself bundled up in winter gear, standing in the snow as vibrant colors swirl across the sky. The Northern Lights are one of nature's greatest wonders, and Finland is one of the few places where you can witness this spectacle regularly. Storytelling detail. For the Sami people, the indigenous inhabitants of Lapland, the Northern Lights hold deep spiritual significance. They believe the lights are the souls of ancestors, dancing in the heavens. This connection to the cosmos adds a layer of magic to an already unforgettable experience. While Finland's landscapes are captivating, the real charm of this country lies in its people's outlook on life. Let's explore the Finnish philosophy that makes this country so unique. Finnish social and philosophical values, a life lived in the moment. Why are Finns so content with what they have, even when life isn't always easy? For many Finns, happiness isn't tied to material wealth, but to living in the moment and finding joy in simple pleasures. This philosophy, known as kalsarikennet or pantstrunk, celebrates the idea of relaxing at home in your most comfortable clothes without any pressure to be productive. It's an example of how Finns embrace contentment. In Finland, people often see life as finite, and with a lower rate of religious beliefs in an afterlife, there's a sense of urgency to live fully now. This perspective gives Finns a down-to-earth, peaceful approach to life. They value simplicity, privacy, and integrity, fostering a society where people feel secure and respected. Thank you for exploring Finland with us on Wander Chronicles 79. From pristine lakes to a unique approach to life and happiness, Finland shows us what it means to live well. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Let us know if Finland is on your travel list. And stay tuned for our next adventure, where we'll dive into another unique culture and destination. This format should provide the ideal structure for each sentence on a new line. Let me know if there's anything more you'd like to adjust. Fire and Ice? It's not just a cool nickname, it's Iceland's reality. Welcome to the land where glaciers meet erupting geysers, and the northern lights paint the sky like a cosmic masterpiece. Iceland isn't just one of the safest places on Earth, it's a jaw-dropping treasure chest of natural wonders and quirky secrets that'll leave you speechless. Want to know what makes this country so unreal? Stick around as we uncover 15 insane facts about Iceland that might just make you book a ticket tomorrow. Oh, and hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming. Fact 1. No mosquitoes. Yes, you heard that right. Picture this, a warm summer day, you're hiking through stunning landscapes, and not a single mosquito buzzing in your ear. Sounds like paradise? Welcome to Iceland, where mosquitoes are basically extinct. This isn't some happy accident, it's a wild combo of nature's quirks. Iceland's climate is a roller coaster, freezing winters, short summers, and sudden temperature swings that zap any chance for those bloodsuckers to breed. Even when it hits plus 20 degrees Celsius in July, the water in lakes and streams stays too chilly for mosquito larvae to survive. And get this, no swampy marshes or stagnant pools either, which are mosquito HQ everywhere else. Scientists have scratched their heads over this for years. Some say it's the freeze-thaw cycle killing off eggs. Others think the island's isolation in the North Atlantic keeps them from flying in. There's even a crazy story. Back in the 80s, a mosquito somehow hitched a ride on a plane to Reykjavik, but it didn't stand a chance against Iceland's ecosystem. Locals love flexing this fact. No bug spray needed, they'll tell you with a grin. Tourists? They're over the moon. Imagine camping under the midnight sun, no buzzing, no itching, just pure bliss. Wouldn't you trade every mosquito-filled barbecue for this? Drop a yes in the comments if this alone makes you want to pack your bags for Iceland. Fact 2. 99% renewable energy. Eco-warriors, take note. Iceland's not just a pretty face, it's the eco-superhero we all need. This tiny island runs on 99% renewable energy, leaving the rest of the world in the dust. How do they pull this off? It's all about location. Location, location. Iceland sits on a volcanic hotspot, so they've got geothermal power on tap, literally. Underground heat from bubbling hot springs and magma warms homes, powers lights, and keeps public pools steamy year-round. Picture this. In Reykjavik, your shower water comes straight from the Earth's core. How wild is that? About 70% of their energy is geothermal, and the rest? It's hydroelectric. Massive rivers like the Þjórsá churn out electricity with zero pollution. They've got plants like Hellisheidi, one of the biggest geothermal stations on the planet, pumping out clean power 24/7. Iceland's been at this game since the 1970s, way before going green was cool. And here's the kicker, they don't just keep it to themselves. They export their know-how, helping places like Kenya and Indonesia tap into geothermal gold. Carbon emissions? Practically non-existent. Oh, and those hot springs? They're not just for power. Locals grow tomatoes in greenhouses year-round, even in snowy winters. Want to live in a country that's basically the future of sustainability? Smash that like button if you're ready to stan Iceland's green vibes. And tell us, could your hometown pull this off? Fact 3. Northern Lights. That'll stop you in your tracks. Ever dreamed of seeing the sky explode in colors like a galactic rave? Iceland's your spot. The Northern Lights, or Aurora Borealis, turn this country into a bucket list magnet from September to March. We're talking swirling ribbons of green, pink, purple, and even rare reds lighting up the night. It's nature's most epic light show, and Iceland's prime real estate for it, smack near the North Pole, where solar winds slam into Earth's magnetic field, sparking those charged particles into a cosmic dance. But it's not just science, it's magic. Locals have wild tales. Vikings thought it was the glow of Valkyries guiding warriors to Valhalla. Others swore it meant a big event, like a birth or a storm was coming. Today, it's a tourist goldmine. Best places to catch it? Thingvellir National Park's remote valleys, Jökulsárlón Lagoon's icy shores, or the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, and where you're far from city glow. Pro tip, the darker the better. Some chase it on snowmobiles or super jeeps for the ultimate thrill. And get this, it's unpredictable. You might wait hours, then bam, the sky ignites. Photographers go nuts. TikTok's flooded with time lapses. Icelanders call it the lady in the sky, and she's picky about when she shows up. Seen it live? You're in an elite club. Drop your jaw-dropping Aurora story in the comments. Not yet? Tag a friend you'd drag here to witness this insanity. It's a flex worth chasing. Fact 4. No army, just peace vibes. Get ready for a shocker. Iceland doesn't have an army. Like, at all. No tanks, no jets, no soldiers marching around, just pure peace vibes. After World War II, this tiny nation said, "We're good, thanks," and ditched the military life for good. Instead, they've got a coast guard. Think badass boats patrolling the seas, keeping fishing zones safe, because fish are basically gold here. How'd this happen? Back in 1949, Iceland joined NATO, so bigger allies like the US step in if trouble knocks. Fun fact, the US ran a military base in Keflavik from the 50s to 2006. Locals called it the Americans up north. When it closed, Iceland didn't even blink. They were like, "We've got this." No army means more cash for epic stuff. Top-notch schools, free healthcare, and saving the planet. Icelanders brag they've never fought a war in their history. How many countries can say that? It's why they're ranked one of the chillest, safest spots on Earth. Imagine a world where everyone followed this playbook. Utopia or what? Share this with your peace-loving crew and tell us in the comments. Would you ditch armies for this kind of vibe? Fact 5. Geysers. That gave the world a word. Did you know the word geyser is straight up Icelandic? Yep, it all started with Geysir, capital G, in Hákalur Valley, a hot spring so epic it named every geyser on Earth. This bad boy used to blast scalding water and steam sky high, like nature's own fireworks. These days, Geysir's a bit sleepy, only erupting now and then. But its little brother Strákur? Oh, he's the real MVP, shooting water up to 30 meters every 5 to 10 minutes. You're standing there, camera ready, and boom. Hot water rockets up like a volcano sneezing. Why is Iceland geyser central? It's parked on the mid-Atlantic ridge where tectonic plates pull apart, letting magma heat underground water until it explodes out. Hákalur's a steaming hotspot, fumaroles hissing, mud pools bubbling, the ground practically alive. Locals say Geysir's eruptions once shook the valley, inspiring Viking tales of gods stirring the earth. Tourists flock here, jaws dropped, snapping pics as Strákur steals the show. Want to feel like you're on another planet? This is it. Tag a travel buddy, you'd haul here to see this insanity live. It's raw, wild, and 100% bucket list worthy. Ever seen a geyser erupt? Spill your story below. Fact 6. Women's Day changed the game. Ladies and gents who stan them, brace yourselves for an epic tale. On October 24, 1975, Iceland's women pulled off a move so bold it rewrote history. Picture this. 90% of the country's women, moms, workers, grandmas dropped everything. No cooking, no cleaning, no 9 to 5. They walked out, hit the streets, and said, "You'll see what we're worth." It was called Women's Day, and it wasn't just a protest. It was a wake-up call. Shops shut down, phones went unanswered, even newspapers shrank because typists said peace out. Men scrambled, dragging kids to work, burning toast. Total chaos. Why'd they do it? To prove women weren't just homemakers. They were the backbone of Iceland. The result? Game-changing laws for equal pay and more women in power. 5 years later in 1980, Iceland elected Vigdís Finnbogadóttir, the world's first female president. She ruled for 16 years, smashing glass ceilings and inspiring girls everywhere. Today, Iceland's #1 in gender equality, year after year, and Women's Day is still celebrated like a national flex. Empowering, right? Share this with a woman who'd roar at this story and drop a wow in the comments if it fires you up. Fact 7. A language frozen in time. Ever wanted to talk like a Viking? In Iceland, they basically still do. Icelandic is a 1,000-year-old time capsule, straight out of the Viking Age, untouched by time. Modern Icelanders can crack open ancient sagas like the Edda or Njál's saga and read them like yesterday's news. How? This island's been so isolated, their language dodged the mashup most tongues get, like English borrowing pizza or sushi. Instead, Icelanders get creative. No foreign words allowed, they invent their own. Computer becomes tulva, a mashup of tulla, number, and vulva, diviner. So it's like a number witch. Telephone? That's simi, an old word for thread, because it connects people like a string. Even television is sjónvarp, sight thrower. Genius, right? Kids here grow up learning this ancient lingo in school, reciting Viking poetry while texting on their tulvas. It's not just talk, it's a cultural flex, keeping their roots alive. Linguists geek out over this. It's like a living museum of Norse. Want to time travel with words? Iceland's your portal. If you're a language nerd, smash that share button. This is too epic to keep quiet. Tell us, what word would you invent in Icelandic style? Fact 8. Waterfalls that'll break the internet. Iceland's waterfalls aren't just pretty, they're nature's heavy hitters. And they're everywhere. We're talking hundreds of them, each a stunner in its own right. Take Seljalandsfoss. You can hike a slippery path behind the curtain of water, feeling the mist hit your face while snapping pics that scream epic adventure. Then there's Gullfoss, the golden waterfall, a two-tier beast that roars into a canyon, spitting rainbows when the sun's out, Instagram gold. And Dettifoss? Hold on to your hat. It's Europe's most powerful waterfall, pumping 500 cubic meters of water per second with a rumble you feel in your bones. Vikings didn't mess around with these. They thought waterfalls were gateways to spirit realms or homes of hidden gods. Today, they're tourist magnets. At Seljalandsfoss, you'll dodge selfie sticks. At Gullfoss, you'll see busloads gaping at the sheer power. Dettifoss even starred in Prometheus as an alien planet's edge. Hollywood couldn't resist. Locals say each fall has a soul. Some swear they've heard whispers in the spray. Ready to chase these giants? Your camera's begging for it. Tell us in the comments, which one's your vibe? Seljalandsfoss, Gullfoss, or Dettifoss? Tag a photog friend who'd lose it over these. Fact 9. Water so pure, you'll ditch bottles. Forget overpriced bottled water. Iceland's got the real deal, straight from nature's tap. Their water is so pure, it's like drinking a glacier's soul. How? It starts high in the mountains. Melted ice from places like Vatnajökull, Europe's biggest glacier, trickles down through layers of volcanic rock that filter it to crystal perfection. No chemicals, no treatment, just pristine H2O you can scoop from streams or pour from any faucet. Locals laugh at tourists lugging plastic bottles. Why bother, they say. Our tap's better than your Evian. And it's true, tests show it's some of the cleanest on Earth, thanks to Iceland's zero pollution obsession. There's a twist though. Hot water from geothermal springs can smell like rotten eggs. Hello sulfur, but it's still 100% safe. Tourists freak out at first, then shrug and sip anyway. Cold water? No smell, just crisp, refreshing goodness. You can refill your bottle mid-hike from a random creek and flex about it later. Ever tasted water this pure? Iceland's daring you to try. Drop a yum in the comments if you'd chug this and share this with your eco-friends. They'll be jealous. Fact 10. A dating app for your family tree. Dating in a small country can get awkward. Iceland's got just 370,000 people, so accidentally swiping right on your cousin? Totally a thing. Enter Íslendingabók, the Book of Icelanders, a mind-blowing database that tracks everyone's family tree back to the 9th century, when Vikings first landed. Need to check if your date's a distant relative? There's an app for that. You type in your names, and boom, it tells you how far back your great-great-great-grandmas connect. Locals joke it's the ultimate first date icebreaker. Hey, we're sixth cousins? Wanna grab coffee anyway? It's not just for laughs, though. Iceland's small gene pool makes it a real concern, and this tool keeps things less Game of Thronesy. Scientists love it too. It's a goldmine for studying genetics and diseases. The project kicked off in the 90s by a company called Decode, and now it's got records on 95% of Icelanders ever born here. Talk about Big Brother vibes. Young folks flex it like a party trick, but it's also a cultural flex, connecting every Icelander to their Viking roots. Creepy or cool? You decide. Drop a yay or nay in the comments. Tag a friend who'd freak over this. Would you trust an app with your love life? Fact 11. Fermented shark. Dare to try it? Brace yourself, Iceland's national dish is next-level wild. Meet hakarl, fermented Greenland shark that smells like a gym sock and tastes like ammonia had a baby with despair. Why eat this? Raw, this shark's meat is toxic, packed with urea and trimethylamine oxide, stuff that knock you out cold. So Icelanders got crafty. They bury it in gravel for weeks, sometimes months, letting it rot until the poisons break down, then hang it to dry in windy sheds like creepy fish jerky. The result? A pungent, chewy bite that hits you like a slap from the sea. Locals scarf it down with a shot of Brennivin, caraway-flavored firewater, to chase the funk. It's a Viking throwback. Back in the day, this was survival food when winters were brutal and options were slim. Today, it's a badge of honor. Tourists, they either gag on camera, hello viral TikToks, or grin through the pain to say they've done it. Chefs serve it in tiny cubes at festivals, daring you to join the club. Some say it's an acquired taste. Others call it a prank on foreigners. Brave enough to try this stinky legend? Tag a foodie friend you drag into this madness and drop a yum or yuck in the comments. I dare you. Fact 12. Hollywood's secret filming spot. Iceland's landscapes are so unreal. Hollywood's obsessed. Think black sand beaches, towering glaciers, and volcanic badlands that scream otherworldly. Game of Thrones turned Vatnajökull Glacier into the icy wilds. Beyond the Wall, Jon Snow trudged right through that snow. Interstellar and Prometheus used Reynisfjara's eerie basalt columns and ash plains to fake alien planets. Ridley Scott called it a director's dream. Even The Secret Life of Walter Mitty chased its quirky charm across Skogafoss waterfall. Why here? Iceland's got it all. Rugged, untouched beauty, plus tax breaks and local crews who know the terrain. Filming's a big deal. Locals spot A-listers in Reykjavik bars, and tour guides cash in with see where Arya stood trips. Vatnajökull alone covers 8% of the country, a frozen giant that doubles as Hoth or whatever sci-fi vibe you need. It's not just pretty, it's raw, unpredictable, and screams epic. Movie buff? You'll geek out chasing these spots. Tag your cinephile crew who'd lose it here, and tell us in the comments, what's your fave flick shot in Iceland? Share this, it's Tinseltown's best kept secret. Fact 13. Elves are real, or are they? Ready for something straight out of a fantasy novel? In Iceland, elves, or Huldufolk, the hidden people, aren't just fairy tales, they're a legit part of life. Locals swear these mystical beings live in rocks, hills, and cliffs, blending into nature like sneaky neighbors. Surveys say up to 50% of Icelanders believe in them, or at least won't rule them out. It's so serious that construction crews have halted roads and houses to avoid disturbing elf homes. Take the 2013 incident. A highway project near Reykjavik got delayed because locals protested a rock was an elf church. They even hired elf guides, yep, real people who mediate with the Huldufolk to keep the peace. It's rooted in Viking lore, where nature spirits ruled the wild. Today, you can join elf tours in places like Hafnarfjörður, dubbed the elf capital, or visit museums spilling these quirky tales. Tourists eat it up. Some snap pics of elf rocks, others leave offerings just in case. Skeptics call it cute nonsense. Believers say it's why Iceland's so magical. Would you risk ticking off an elf? Tell us in the comments, believer or nah. Tag a fantasy fan who'd book a trip for this. It's too weird to miss. Fact 14. Paternity leave that sets the bar. Iceland's not just about epic views, it's rewriting the parenting game. This country offers dads 3 months of paid paternity leave, and they actually take it. 90% of fathers jump in, no questions asked. It's part of a slick system where parents split 9 months total, 3 for moms, 3 for dads, and 3 to share however they want. Why is this a big deal? It's not just about bonding with the kiddo, it's about smashing old school roles. Dads push strollers, change diapers, and handle midnight feedings, making parenting a true 50-50 deal. The kicker: companies have to hold their jobs, and the government foots most of the bill, up to 80% of their salary. This started back in 2000, and it's been a global game changer. Studies show Icelandic kids grow up with tighter dad bonds, and moms, they're back at work faster, closing that career gap. Other countries are taking notes. Sweden and Norway followed suit, but Iceland's still the gold standard. Inspired? Share this with a dad who'd rock this vibe, and drop a game changer in the comments if you're loving Iceland's family flex. Fact 15. A nation of book nerds. Iceland's got a love affair with books that'll make your heart melt. They read and write more per capita than anywhere else. Every village, even tiny ones with 50 people, has a library. It's a nation of storytellers, rooted in Viking sagas that still shape their soul. The big event? Jólabókaflóð, the Christmas book flood. Every December, publishers drop a flood of new titles, and everyone swaps books as gifts. It started in World War II when paper was the only thing not rationed. Now it's sacred tradition. Picture this: Christmas Eve, families curled up with hot cocoa, devouring fresh novels while snow falls outside. Cozy overload. Iceland's pumped out literary giants like Halldór Laxness, who snagged a Nobel Prize, and 1 in 10 Icelanders will publish a book in their lifetime. Wild, right? Libraries double as community hubs. Think author talks, poetry slams, even knitting circles with a good read. It's not just nerdy, it's a vibe. Bookworm or not, you'll want in. Tell us your fave book in the comments, and tag a reader who'd thrive in this word-obsessed wonderland. Share this, it's lit. From bug-free summers to chowing down on funky shark, Iceland's a roller coaster of wild word. You've got to jump on. Which fact totally flipped your brain? Elves, equality, or something else? Spill it in the comments. Smash that like button if Iceland's got you hooked, and hit subscribe. Our next trip's gonna blow your mind too. Don't keep this gem to yourself, share it with your adventure squad, and let's get them hyped for Iceland's insane vibes. The land of fire and ice is calling. Will you answer? Imagine moving to a country full of promise, beautiful landscapes, rich history, and a booming economy. But suddenly, you find yourself trapped in a housing nightmare. Sky-high rents, families living in tents, and thousands forced to leave their homeland. What's really happening in Ireland? Stay with us until the end, because what we're about to reveal will shock you. The illusion of prosperity. Ireland has long been celebrated as the land of opportunity. From the stunning landscapes to the booming economy, it's a place that seems to offer the best of both worlds, traditional charm mixed with modern success. Over the past few decades, Ireland has transformed from an agricultural-based economy into a global tech hub, with major multinational corporations like Google, Facebook, Apple, and Microsoft setting up their European headquarters in Dublin. The country has become a magnet for international workers, attracting skilled talent from all corners of the globe. With an influx of foreign investment, Ireland's GDP has surged. The country boasts some of the highest wages in Europe, making it seem like the perfect place for young professionals to build their careers and lives. The streets of Dublin are lined with sleek office buildings, high-end restaurants, and luxury apartments. The media often paints this picture of Ireland as a thriving, prosperous nation, a place where anyone, with hard work and determination, can achieve their dreams. But the reality is far more complex, and not everyone is enjoying the fruits of this supposed prosperity. While the economy has undoubtedly flourished, this success has been disproportionately distributed. The tech giants and multinational corporations, while contributing to Ireland's impressive GDP, don't always translate into benefits for the average Irish citizen. The gap between the wealthy and the working class has widened, leaving many behind in the rush toward economic growth. If Ireland is so prosperous, why are so many people struggling just to find a place to sleep? Stick around, because this story is about to take a turn you won't expect. The brutal cost of housing. Let's talk numbers. In Dublin, the average monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment is over €2,000. That's nearly double what it was a decade ago. Buying a home? Forget it. The average house price now exceeds €400,000, making homeownership an impossible dream for most people. And with wages not keeping pace with the rising cost of living, many residents are finding themselves caught in a vicious cycle they can't escape. But it's not just Dublin. Across the country, rent is sky-high, and affordable housing is in short supply. Rural areas are experiencing a ripple effect from the capital's skyrocketing prices, as people flood the cities, leaving smaller towns and villages in desperate need of affordable options. This imbalance in housing has created a perfect storm, where people are left juggling multiple jobs just to survive, all while struggling to find a roof over their heads. The result? Young professionals are sharing cramped apartments with multiple roommates well into their 30s. Many families are forced to live in emergency shelters, and the number of homeless people has skyrocketed past 13,000, the highest in Ireland's history. How did Ireland's housing crisis get so bad? The answer is shocking. The hidden impact on families. As the cost of housing continues to soar, it's not just young professionals who are feeling the strain. Families, once able to live comfortably in suburban homes, are now struggling to find affordable places to live. In fact, a growing number of families have been forced into emergency shelters, often living in conditions far below the standard we associate with a prosperous nation. In Dublin, there are families living in temporary accommodations, such as hotel rooms or overcrowded hostels, with no end in sight. These families are caught in a never-ending cycle of financial stress, unable to secure a permanent home due to the outrageous cost of rent and the scarcity of available properties. The lack of affordable housing options means that many children are growing up in unstable environments, and the impact on their mental and physical health is profound. It's not just the extreme cases of homelessness we're talking about. Even those who do manage to secure rental properties are living in conditions that would be considered unacceptable elsewhere. In some cases, entire families are forced to share one-room apartments where privacy and personal space are luxuries they can't afford. The simple dream of owning a house, a basic pillar of middle-class life, is slipping away from the grasp of many. Imagine raising a family in a hotel room or crammed into a shared apartment. How did it get this bad? You won't believe what's causing this housing crisis. The government's failure to act. So, why hasn't anything been done about this? The answer lies in the political and economic policies that have failed to address the underlying issues at the heart of Ireland's housing crisis. While the Irish government has made some attempts to tackle the problem, their efforts have been, for the most part, insufficient and misguided. Take the issue of land availability. In urban areas, especially Dublin, land has become a precious commodity, and developers are more focused on luxury housing and high-end apartments that cater to the wealthy rather than affordable housing for working-class families. While millions of euros flow into the pockets of property developers, the average Irish citizen is left to deal with skyrocketing prices and a lack of options. There's also the issue of restrictive planning laws, which make it incredibly difficult to build new housing in areas where it's most needed. The government has failed to implement policies that encourage sustainable, affordable housing development in areas of high demand. Instead, they've prioritized short-term solutions like emergency shelters, which provide temporary relief, but fail to address the root causes of the problem. To make matters worse, the political elite, who are often deeply connected to the real estate industry, have little incentive to change the system. Many of them have benefited greatly from the rise in property prices and the booming construction industry, making it harder for ordinary people to see any meaningful change. What's really behind the Irish government's failure to solve the housing crisis? The shocking truth might just change how you see the entire system. The pressure on young professionals. While families are certainly feeling the heat, it's important to talk about how this housing crisis is impacting young professionals. Ireland has long been seen as a destination for ambitious workers, especially in tech. With companies like Google, Facebook, and Apple establishing their European headquarters here, Dublin has become a hub for skilled workers from around the world. But despite the high salaries that many of these professionals are earning, they're still struggling to keep up with the astronomical cost of living. The allure of a high-paying job in Dublin is quickly overshadowed by the reality of paying rent for a tiny, often dilapidated apartment. A one-bedroom flat in the city center can cost over €2,000 a month, sometimes more. Even if you're making €50,000 a year after taxes, paying that amount for rent can quickly consume a significant portion of your income. And it's not just rent. The cost of groceries, transportation, and daily living expenses have also increased, pushing many to live in shared accommodation for years. It's not uncommon for professionals in their 30s or even 40s to be living with roommates or in less than ideal conditions simply to save money. For those who grew up in Ireland, it's a harsh reminder of how difficult it is to move forward financially in a system stacked against them. The dream of buying a home, it's increasingly slipping out of reach. The reality is that many young people in Ireland are now looking at renting for the foreseeable future, while others have already started moving abroad in search of better opportunities and more affordable living conditions. It's no longer just a housing problem. It's a quality of life issue that's forcing some of the most talented individuals to leave the country they once called home. Can you imagine working a high-paying job and still not being able to afford a place to live? Stay tuned, because the shocking consequences of this reality are only just beginning. The psychological toll of the crisis. The effects of Ireland's housing crisis go far beyond the financial. For many, the psychological toll is even more devastating. Imagine being stuck in a cycle where you can't see a way out. A cycle that keeps you in debt, anxious, and unable to plan for the future. This isn't just a financial problem, it's a mental health crisis. Living in overcrowded conditions, unable to afford your own space, or constantly facing the uncertainty of eviction can lead to stress, anxiety, and depression. For families, this is even more pronounced. Parents who are struggling to keep a roof over their heads often suffer from increased levels of anxiety, which trickles down to their children. Children growing up in emergency accommodation or overcrowded apartments are far more likely to experience mental health issues, including anxiety, depression, and developmental delays. And it doesn't end there. The feeling of being stuck, unable to own a home, unable to plan for the future, can also lead to a sense of hopelessness. This sense of hopelessness is particularly evident in younger generations, who feel the weight of an entire system that seems to be working against them. With no affordable housing options and little hope of ever owning a property, many are losing faith in the Irish dream altogether. In a recent survey, nearly 1 in 3 young Irish adults reported feeling disillusioned by the prospect of homeownership. They've seen their parents and grandparents live in homes they owned, and now they're watching the same dream slip away. For many, this has led to a feeling of betrayal and, worse, resignation. Is the Irish dream really dead? The psychological impact of this housing crisis is one of the most devastating consequences of all. Keep watching to find out how this is shaping the future of an entire generation. Call to action. This is a critical moment for Ireland's future. Will the country's leaders act to address the growing housing crisis? Will the people of Ireland be able to secure a stable, affordable place to live? The answers to these questions will shape Ireland for generations to come. But we can't wait for someone else to take action. It's time for people to stand up, speak out, and demand a change. If you're passionate about this issue, let your voice be heard, whether by getting involved in local activism or simply sharing this video to raise awareness. What do you think needs to happen next? Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts.